So let's start this off. My name is Raphael Hirt, working at the Agile Innovation team at EIB EITO Mobility. I'm here with Natalia Gosdur from the same team and our colleague Isabel. Let me guide you through the agenda of this meeting so you know what to expect in the next 1.5 hours. We will start off with an introduction by Jan Simon, the Agile Innovation Manager. Then I will give an overview on the main features of the call, so who can apply, the timeline, the call scope, and I will briefly mention the city challenges and the financial sustainability mechanism. Then my colleague Isabel will dive into the preparation of the budget and co-funding and also explain the application process. And more practical information will be provided by Natalia, who will explain the evaluation process, the awarded projects, and next steps. And in the end, we'll have some time for the Q&A. So this is the agenda for today's meeting. And I will now hand over to Jan Simon, the Agile Innovation Manager, for some introductory words.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Raphael, and welcome everyone. Good morning. So the launch of the RAPTOR call is our favorite time of the year in the Agile Innovation team at EIT Urban Mobility. So to give you a bit of history, the first 4 RAPTOR pilots started in February 2022. Since then, 2 years later, the success of the program took us to 37 cities across Europe to drive 44 RAPTOR pilots. So it's also been referenced in the EU Commission transition pathway for the EU mobility industrial ecosystem as one of the enablers to promote broader demonstration with a strong focus on technological readiness of SMEs and also assessing the social acceptance of innovations in the cities. So you might ask yourself, why is the program successful? So the agility and simplicity of the program stand out for cities and SMEs, especially as the ever-evolving environment of cities require innovative working methodologies to engage with diverse stakeholders such as citizens, large businesses, SMEs, startups, and also research and development partners. So all selected SMEs in the RAPTOR program will have 5 months to develop and test their most innovative solutions, tackling cities' most pressing urban mobility challenges. And it's also a great program for cities, as cities get the opportunity to test out of the box innovations, solutions that cities sometimes never thought about to address their urban mobility challenges, but also exchange knowledge on their agile innovation experience during the course of the RAPTOR program with other cities that are part of the program this year. Raphael and Natalia will tell you more details about it in a few minutes, but you will see it's a very fast program. We talk about 5 months, quickly delivering impact. And it's a tested and proved model to experiment some of the most innovative solutions in cities. And it also tackles the most pressing urban mobility challenges cities face nowadays, from logistics in low emission zones to air quality pollution and monitoring to inclusive mobility. Now, to know all of the most important information about the RAPTOR 2024 call, I will hand it over to the 2 fabulous hosts that you have today, Natalia and Raphael, without forgetting Isabel. I wish a good luck to all of the participants interested in the call who will send their applications, and really looking forward to read your wonderful applications. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jan, for this introduction. We'll now directly go through the main features of the RAPTOR call. So rapid applications for transport is a city-driven challenge-based and agile innovation program of EITO Mobility. With the new edition of the RAPTOR program, we have selected 13 projects from across Europe to develop solutions to niche mobility challenges. And the lessons learned from past RAPTOR's editions have been taken into account to ensure an acceleration of innovation in cities closer to citizens and closer to the innovation's edge. The awarded startups and SMEs will have 5 months to develop a product or service to solve the precise city challenge. We are very much looking forward to seeing exactly what our cities and partners, startups, SMEs can achieve under this agile innovation setup. paving the way for the development and scale-up of innovative solutions together across Europe. So the call aims to support, and I will later on explain in more detail how we precisely support. It's not only a financial support that we provide, but we do support the startups and SMEs to develop a new or significantly improved product or service by addressing one of the 13 RAPTOR challenges. Now that the urban mobility challenges of the cities have been defined in close collaborations with our regional hubs and of course the city representatives. A competition has been launched for startups and SMEs to propose their solutions to tackle the original issue. So we are here today to explain to you in detail how this call works, and we're hoping to receive an application from you to one or several of the city challenges. To give you a bit of more information on the eligibility, so who can actually participate and apply. The RAPTOR call for proposals is an open call targeted at startups and SMEs. It is addressed to single legal entities, and all proposals must therefore be submitted by a single entity. So consortia are not allowed. In addition, the startups or SMEs must have registered as a legal entity no more than 10 years prior to the official closing date of this call. Participants must also be registered as a legal entity in either an EU member state or a third country associated to Horizon Europe, in addition to United Kingdom and Switzerland. Also, it's a condition that they have not received funding from EIT Urban Mobility for the same product development. Participants have to be registered in the EU participant portal, PIC, and the participants also have to complete the data in the partners information form. And my colleague Isabel will provide more information on this later on. The proposals need to demonstrate how the project, the pilot, will actively contribute to the EIT Urban Mobility's strategic agenda for the years 2021 to 27. So the proposals submitted to this RAPTOR call, they must be aligned with EIT Urban Mobility's strategic objectives to deploy and scale green, safe and inclusive mobility solutions for people and goods, and to accelerate market opportunities with an agile innovation approach. Applicants must respond to the city challenges defined for the RAPTOR program, and submissions to multiple city challenges are allowed, but only one award per applicant can be given. Now, to give you a bit of an overview on the timeline. So the RAPTOR call has been launched on our website last Thursday, 29th of February. It's open until the 6th of May. So you have 2 months to submit an application. Then we will enter the evaluation period in May and June. There will be 2 phases, but I will not go into details now about the evaluation, as this is explained by my colleagues further on. And then the kickoff meeting will start with selected participants, cities, and startups in August. And the implementation phase, the pilot, will run until 15th of December. Here is a more detailed overview on the pilot phase. So in July, the winners will be announced. Then the solution development starts in August. And from then on, we will also organize monthly check-in meetings to make sure the pilots are on track. And the final steps are final project meeting and the submission of deliverables by the 15th of December. Now, why should you consider participating and preparing a proposal for the RAPTOR program? There is good reasons, and I will explain it in 2 minutes to you. So what does it include, this award package for companies? It is an opportunity to test your solution in real life conditions, to gain the direct exposure to a city municipality, and by this to potential clients. And you also gain relevant work experience in maybe a country you have not been able to work before. Then there is, of course, the financial aspect, the grant of EIT Mobility of 40K that is provided for each awarded startup. Also, we can support throughout the pilot implementation. That means there will be these monthly check-ins. There will be time and personnel provided from EIT Mobility to act as a moderator, a coordinator throughout the pilot phase to make sure everything is on track. And we have also ensured that from the city side, there will be one contact person available to answer possible questions from startup side and to attend the meetings. Also, potentially, there will be for a couple of days an office space provided by the city, and there is an opportunity for a future collaboration with EIT Mobility in other programs. So this is, in very short, the support package provided, and we would be very happy to receive an application from your side. Now, an important feature of the program is the testing of the developed solution. It is actually a requirement that there is at least 1 week of an on-site testing of this new solution. We leave it up to the participants, the city and the company to decide on how to split the test phase. So there's different options. There's a multiple half days throughout 1 month, or 1 week ongoing demo, multiple 2 days. So up to you how to decide on the precise timing of this test phase. But in total, it has to be at least 1 month of testing. Then I will now come to another very important and interesting topic for you. This is the precise challenge areas that have been defined with the cities. Before I go into the precise topics, just for you to know that there will be info sessions organized tomorrow, 11 o'clock, and on Thursday, where the city representatives will explain in more detail the challenges that they have identified. So now I will be quite brief on this and only mention the topic of the challenge and of course the name of the participating municipality or city. So the cities that I will mention now on the first 2 slides, they will be presenting tomorrow morning, and then on slide 3 and 4, they will be presenting their challenges on Thursday. So we are very happy to work this year with Fingal County from Ireland, and their challenge is the data collection in school streets and quiet streets. We have a participant from Turkey, which is Konya. The challenge is the improvement of multimodal commuting experience. We work with Las Rosas de Madrid, Spain, of course, on pedestrian crossing accessibility. And a participant from Latvia, Liepāja. I hope my pronunciation is correct. So Liepāja is looking into low emission zone CO2 monitoring. Then we have another participant from Spain, Victoria Gasteiz, bike tracking technology for enhanced security measures. And from Portugal, Vila Nova de Gaia, enhanced mobility with local mobility platform. So these 6 municipalities will be presenting their challenges tomorrow, 11 o'clock, and we'll be happy to have you again as an attendant to this session. Now I will move on with the challenges that will be explained in more detail on Thursday morning. This is Bacău from Romania, with active mobility for seniors. Brasov, also from Romania, with inner city logistics. Brussels capital region, delivering in low traffic neighborhoods. And another 4 cities, municipalities, Ghent, Belgium, the traffic safety analysis. Graz from Austria, smart accident prevention. Helsinki, Finland, mapping accessible pathways. And Košice, Slovakia, traffic management optimization. So these are the 13 participating cities, municipalities for this year's RAPTOR program. On this slide, you also find the link to the RAPTOR homepage, and on this homepage, you find also a detailed description of these 13 challenges. Now, the last point that I will be presenting is actually the financial sustainability mechanism. This is something that needs to be included in the proposals, and I'll give you some more background information on what it is and what it means for you. So the financial sustainability mechanism is a requirement by the EIT, our mother company, and the objective here is to ensure that we will be able to keep providing these opportunities for SMEs to develop their latest innovations once the funding from the European Commission is no longer provided. So applicants should indicate how a small contribution towards achieving EIT Mobility's financial sustainability could be made. And this is done via a defined revenue and success fee. The FSM will be defined revenue and success fee based on a commercial readiness level assessment and the company size. So the success fee will be determined between the SME and the FSM team. And the success fee is only applicable on qualified leads provided by EIT Mobility that later turn into a sale. Now, the second option is the one of an equity purchase that might also be available upon internal evaluation by EIT Mobility. So for companies which have EIT Mobility among their shareholders, the FSM to be chosen must be equity. And in the following two slides, I will explain more in detail each of the two options. So the option one, the commercial agreement, in this mandatory financial sustainability mechanism package, the following services are included, as you can see on the slides. Visibility, so this means you gain access to our marketplace where your solutions can be showcased, and as well as use cases and best practices if you can provide. Then the second point is the IP box, so intellectual property inbox. You gain access to our in-house IP expert that can provide you with information on how to best proceed when looking into trademarks, etc., for your entity and solutions. Then there will also be, you will also have access to webinars per year on topics that we believe will be of interest to the participating companies, such as procurement, for example, and we'll invite the companies to the webinars, even if the webinar is happening after the 3 months contract period. And last but not least is a CRL evaluation, so the commercial readiness level evaluation. And this is to know if the SME has already established clients or is still looking at developing their minimum viable product or is looking for their first clients. So these 4 services are provided under this package by EIT Mobility for the small amount of 2,500 euros. With a contract duration of 3 months. This is the option A that applicants can select in their proposal. And the option B, second option, is for applicants to become an EIT Mobility portfolio company. For companies which have already EIT Mobility among their shareholders, this is the option that must be chosen. And for non-EIT Mobility portfolio companies, this option depends actually on the acceptance by EIT Mobility. So how does it work? The selected applicant that proposes equity in the proposal will be invited to initiate the discussions with our Impact Ventures team on how EIT Mobility will acquire or increase the equity position in the company. So these are in very brief the 2 options for the financial sustainability mechanism. And with this, I will now hand over to my colleague Isabel, who will present the budget and the co-funding for applicants.
Yeah, thank you very much, Raphael. So now looking into the budget itself, especially how you can prepare the budget. So the budget itself has to be based on eligible cost categories. So we have on our call website the eligibility of expenditure document available. So make sure you have a look at this document, as it will explain you which are eligible costs, which are not. And in general, you have to identify each cost categories and assign the tasks of it and the expected ending date of this task. Generally, you have to keep in mind that the costs that you describe are in line with your normal practices. They're actually reasonable, so they are not excessive and make sense with what you're actually proposing in your applications, and it is necessary to implement your activities. Coming to the next slide. Yeah, so when you have the application form, you will come to this table that shows you how you have to split up your cost categories. So you will have to enter, for example, the personal cost, in case you have travel costs planned, the equipment that is necessary. And you will also have to add the indirect costs, which represent 25% of all categories included in from 1 to 4, excluding subcontracting. Subcontracting is the only cost categories that does not have indirect cost. For all the others, it's 25%. Please make sure that this budget adds up to 59,500. So from the 59,500, 40,000 will be EIT urban mobility funding, and the remaining is 19,500, and this is co-funding. So this can be covered by your own budget or from additional funding. So this table will be at the end, and you will have to indicate these two amounts, and please make sure that this really adds up, as this will be looked at the application and otherwise needs to be corrected at the later stage. But the assigned budget for this for the RAPTOR call is 40,000 EIT funding per project. Coming to the application form, and here I want to point out that it's very important that you, if you're interested to apply for the RAPTOR call, make sure that you register early on, as this may take up to 1 full working day. So please do not keep these steps for the last minute. In general, we are required to collect from each applicant the participant identification code. So this is done on the EU Funding and Tender Opportunities portal. In addition to that, since the applications themselves will then be handled via our EIT Urban Mobility Plaza platform, we will also require that each applicant will sign up on that platform to receive their partner information form ID. And then afterwards, to actually submit your proposal, you will also have to sign up for the awards platform. This may seem a lot, but we have some easy instructions on how you can do it. You maybe have already signed up on some platforms, so you can actually skip those steps. In theory, for the PIC number, which is on the Funding and Tender portal, we have the link here also. You can also check if you're already registered. That might facilitate your steps. So you just have to look up your PIC number. In case you have no PIC number yet, you can register your organization. So you will have to create your account on the Funding and Tender portals and click on this link and fill out the different steps to register your organization. In parallel to that, you can also start already the registration on Plaza. So Plaza, as I said, is the EIT Urban Mobility platform where the applications will then be handled later on. So here, if you do not have yet your organization registered here, you can just go to the main address and you will find this button which says create your Plaza account. This will lead you to a page where you have to enter your email address, and then afterwards you will have to fill out certain information and register. Please be reminded this is just the first step, so because the second step is afterwards you also have to log in. Click on this button of partner information form, and then here we will need also the information such as your bank details, so we know where we have to transfer the funding. We will also have to have the partner role, so we know who in your company will be allowed to sign the contracts. So you will see in the partner information form the different tabs that you have to fill out and then submit. So please make sure that these steps can actually be done in parallel, but make them quite early on. You can also use them for future applications, so it's very useful for later on as well. And don't keep it for the last minute. As I said, this might take up to 1 full working day, so we just want to avoid to have last minute stress for your application. And I think that's it from my side. And I will give over to Natalia, who will present to you how to register on the awards platform.
Yes, thank you very much, Isabel. Just wanted to remind everyone that if you have any question, you can please type them in the Q&A feature right now, and my colleagues will be replying. Also, we will be replying to them at the end of the session. So I'll go into the registration and proposal. So once you have your PIC number and complete your registration on Plaza, you can now start your application process. So the application process or proposal process is done via awards platform. You can have the link here. So please register or log in if you have an account. For those who've already participated in our previous editions, you might have an account. Let me check if I can. Yeah, sorry for that. So then in your entries, you click on new entry and you will be able to start filling in your application. So fill in all the required fields, and here you can choose the city challenge. As mentioned before, you can apply to more than one challenge. You'll need to create 2 separate entries though for those challenges. In the general information, you will see all the basic information that we are requiring, but here also you can see that you'll need to provide the PIC and PIF numbers. That's why it's important to have them upfront. You will also need to add your legal entity registration information. This is the document that is required for the eligibility, so please make sure you have it in any available language in this case. The application though should be done in English, so please make sure you provide all that information. In the strategic part, we are asking for how your proposal is aligned with the city challenge. In the excellence part, please add your proposal's objectives, expected outcomes, results, explain the innovativeness of your solution, and describe its relevance for the city. So this is all the information you should be providing in this part of the application. Next one is impact. Here, what you should expose is the impact that your solution will create in the city. So please then provide also a credible commercialization strategy, plus the preferred FSM. So this is what Rafael was explaining with the option A or B. Here it's where you choose it. Also, the dissemination strategy should be described here on how you plan to engage with the end users during the pilot. And we also would like to see here a clear plan for the intellectual property rights management. In the implementation, last but not least, you should describe your work plan, timeline, milestones, risk, etc. So basically explain everything you're planning to do during the pilot phase, and then explain the technical requirements for the successful implementation of your solution. So please provide here also a list of people that will be involved in the projects. And yeah, I think, yeah, oh, sorry, we are getting to the budget. So this is where Isabel already explained you a bit more. So this is the part where you need to fill in the project budget. So the total number should not be higher than 59,500 euros. And as Isabel mentioned, 40,000 euros or up to 40,000 euros, it's the funding provided by EIT Urban Mobility, and the rest it's co-funding. And that's it for the submission process. So once the applicants have submitted their proposals, we are getting into the evaluation phase. And the first one that the call is closed. First, what the EIT Urban Mobility will check is the eligibility and admissibility criteria of all the proposals, and if successful, then we will enter into evaluating of the content. So here you can see eligibility check. The first two criteria of the completeness and the applicant's eligibility, those two criteria are the ones that if you fail to fulfill them, then your proposal will not be eligible and there is no curation period. So just so you remember, I mean, you can see all that information in the call manual on the website. So please read that document carefully. And the applicant's eligibility, for example, is that the startup or the SME was not registered later than 10 years ago, or that it's, we are only accepting startups and SMEs from the EU member states or third countries associated with the Horizon Europe. So those are the two criteria, very important ones to fulfill. And then the rest, if there is anything missing or incorrect, we will give you 5 days to provide this information. But please make sure that you have it all, so the process is smooth and there are no surprises on the way. As mentioned, so once you pass the eligibility and admissibility check, then the evaluation process starts, and it has two phases: the quality evaluation and the panel hearing. Both are online processes. The quality evaluation has a maximum of 70 points, and it's weighted as of 70% of the final score. So the evaluation will be carried out in this phase by the external expert evaluator and a business specialist from the EIT Urban Mobility. The city representatives will be acting in this phase as an external observers. And here you can see the general criteria. I will later on in the next slide go into some details, but please make sure you read through those criteria in the call manual. That is the main document, the most important one for this call. But basically, we want to see the strategic fit, the excellent innovation of your solution, the impact that it will create, and the implementation process. So those are the criteria, and the proposal will be ranked accordingly to their scores. So the top 4 applications for each city will go to the panel hearing. So the threshold above 40 points, so you need to at least have 40 points. Then for best application above those 40 points will go to this panel hearing. Then the instruction on how to prepare to that panel hearing will be provided via email, so you will have some time to prepare. And then we enter into the panel hearing that has maximum of 20 points, and it's weighted at 30% of the final score. This panel hearing is remote, so it will be via Zoom, and it will last 15 minutes per each applicant for the session. Let me get into the details. So here I will not read it through, but this is directly information taken from the call manual. So again, each criteria, it's described and the points are assigned, so you can make sure that once you're writing or you're preparing your proposal, you comply with those criteria and make sure that you get the highest scores for that. If you want to check, so as I mentioned, I'll not get into the details now, but that was a phase 1. Phase 2 panel hearing again. There are 2 main criteria: results of the hearing and portfolio fit. Please also do check once preparing for the panel hearing session. So all applicants either or not chosen will receive a communication with the final evaluation results. So if the proposal is pre-selected, the evaluation results may include a set of recommendations to be applied before we start the project. So now going into awarded projects, as mentioned, sorry, next slide. So we will be awarding 13 projects, 1 per city challenge, and we will start implementation. And we will start implementation upon the signature of the commercial agreement. So that will be around July. That will be around July, August, it will be counted as a first deliverable of the process, and it's connected to the first payment. So this is counted as a first deliverable. And then from August till December, the awarded teams will work closely with the city to develop and implement and test the solution with a minimum of 1 week in situ demonstration, as my colleague Rafael already mentioned. And then at the end of the project, the final performance report should be delivered together with the proof of achievements of KPIs. So we have 2 KPIs that should be achieved through our RAPTOR projects: marketed innovation and design innovation KPI. As for the marketed innovation KPI, we are requiring the declaration of the product development. So the product that you developed or significantly improved for this challenge, and the invoice of the purchase of the client for 10,000 euros. So this is the proof that the innovation has an uptake at the market. Again, briefly, that's the reporting. And Rafael, if you can change the slide. So the next steps, as Rafael mentioned, tomorrow we will be having a city-specific session where the cities that you can see right now on the slide will be presenting their challenges. You will also have the opportunity to ask them questions to know a bit more details and adjust your proposal to what the cities are really looking for. And the session on Thursday will have the representatives of the cities mentioned right now in the slide, of 7 cities. And again, you will have, if you're interested in one of them, please make sure you're there so you can also understand better their context and ask them all the questions needed. As you know, you can see the call manual. We know that it might seem a long document, but it's really important one. So you can check all the criteria there, or the requirements for the call, the budget, etc., etc. So you can always check it there. If not, please reach out to us, to the Agile Innovation team at eiterbamobility.eu. We will be very happy to support you in the process of applications. It's now open, so make sure not to wait till the last day and submit your application as soon as possible. So
then thank you all for attending today. We hope to see you in one or both of the upcoming City Challenge presentation sessions tomorrow and on Thursday, both starting at 11 o'clock. Thank you for your interest, and also we are looking forward to receiving your application for one or several of the 13 open RAPTOR challenges.
Thank you so much.